You know, I came home last night to a pan of lasagna. Jumbo pan of lasagna.
Delicious.
And my wife has been losing her mind, and because like she's always been sort of classified as a bad cook or not, that's unfair. Classified as a ignorant cook, like not having the skills.
Okay.
She's really good now, dude. But now she's been testing herself by getting these recipes that take like 3 hours, like homemade lasagna from scratch. And that's what she built. So yesterday she built like this homemade lasagna. The thing weighs, like when I picked it up to take it out of the oven, it's like 20 pounds. It's huge.
Too much.
But I will say that even though it is hot and even though, lasagna can be a rich food, there is something very nice, and I can see how back in the day, this would become a thing where you would get spoiled coming home and getting a waft of dinner prepared. When you arrive home, for anybody, man or woman, doesn't have a gender. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Well, yeah, food's waiting for you.
It's amazing. It's like the way I think that there is something about it like that is evolutionary within us that like men and like if it's evening time and you come, it's like you're coming in for a landing, right? You're coming in from hunting or gathering, whatever you were doing. There is just something that when I smelled it, it instantly put me at ease. Like it instantly calmed me down. It mellowed me out. Anxiety washes away. Like it was very nice.
Can you make a deal with your spouse? I guess you'd have probably
this was a surprise. I didn't ask for this. This was just what she had. She was like, this was a surprise for me and May. And we were like, oh, this is amazing. Now we have lasagna. I could feed everybody lasagna. Like I could bring it here and we'd be eating it for weeks. Yep. But like it was one of those things where it was amazing and I just had to share it with you guys. Do you guys ever get that from your significant other?
Yeah, occasionally.
You do. I know sometimes your wife will be whipping something up.
Delicious lasagna. It's
like
roots.
Sausage and meats in it. Yeah, like this had sausage in it.
This is nothing. Just roots and kale, soggy kale.
Oh, yeah. That's not this. No,
and then
that's not.
Roots and me and
you
Matt
got to use the roots to pick the kale up. Yeah.
We're super mad.
Yeah.
But we gag it down.
Yeah, I mean, at least do you ever get any of that?
We typically cook together.
Yeah, we typically do too.
And during the work week, I get home before he does. So if anything, I'm cooking.
Yeah. That's the way it should be.
Yeah. Well, nowadays, because a bowl. I almost missed that.
Yeah, it's traditional.
You know what? I appreciate that.
Yeah, that was for you, Tom. You missed it.
He did miss it until you said, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I had to throw
also, because he naturally thinks that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
that's when you know it's real.
Let's analyze this. Because
everybody wants to say, and I made a point of commenting to Andrea when I pulled it out of the oven, I go, okay, I'm not posting this because if I do, everybody's going to be like, oh, look at you, bro. I didn't do nothing. I didn't plan this. I didn't buy anything. She decided to do it. But I know you guys, you knuckleheads, will start like, oh, this is you gaslighter and you're holding her down. You make her cook you lasagna, bro.
Yeah, well, we're
not
mad.
Dropping some lasagna hints at her?
We're not mad because we think you're torturing her. We're mad because she's doing this out of kindness.
Sorry, I turned both
trying
our
to
mics
shut
on.
you down.
No, sorry, I coughed and turned both our mics on.
You told the truth, and he's trying to shut you down.
Yeah, everybody's mad because no one else has this, and we don't get the stinking lasagna. We got nothing.
Well, that's why I'm not posting anymore. I bet Butler would get one now. When's the last time Butler had lasagna? 20 years ago? He's been married 18 years.
He gets soggy kale, too. He gets that all the time.
I had delicious Publix Mardi Gras wings last night.
Oh, those are sneaker wings. Man, if you're going Publix.
That was a surprise for my husband.
If you get the crunchy hot wings, the spicy wings, those are great. Don't get me wrong. You got to get the wet Mardi Gras wings.
It was a special order.
Those are good. Those are really good. You want to do some voicemails and emails?
Yeah, I will tell you that it was my mom's birthday over the weekend.
Happy birthday, Mama Van.
We did a little pool party for her. She just wanted to hang out with the kids. But she made deviled eggs.
Wait, for her own birthday party?
Yeah, because she was
My dad would have done that. My dad loved deviled eggs.
Yeah, so she's like, I'm going to make some
deviled eggs.
Someone else
make them for you.
My dad could eat 48 deviled eggs.
Oh, I got a story.
He'll rip them.
So she made this big Tupperware.
Yeah, in the thing.
And it's a big square. It's only, I'll call it a deviled egg Tupperware.
Yeah, it's made for eggs.
Yeah, so it's like.
Egg carrier.
It's probably a foot and a half by a foot.
It looks like a yoga mat.
Yeah. It's like the size of a standard baking sheet, but it's a very shallow Tupperware that's the size of the height of one deviled egg.
No, half an egg.
Half an egg. The deviled egg is
smaller. It's like half an egg.
So, and then she made a full pan of those, right?
Are you a deviled egg man?
Yes, I am.
See, I think they are El Barfo, Disgusto.
Yeah, me too.
And it's
horrible fardo.
My sister.
Yeah, everybody's
Switched
my
it up.
wife. Everyone's our wife. Everyone's our wife. Our kids, our sisters. Everyone's our wife.
And she doesn't like deviled eggs.
Yeah, they're farts.
Crystal doesn't like. No one likes deviled
They're
eggs
barf.
except for my mom and me.
You take out the yellow.
Oh, man.
You take out the yellow part and you say, I know what I'll do. I'll whip this with things that'll make it more farty, and then push it back in to the little vessel it came on.
So would you and your mom split 2 dozen deviled eggs?
No, well, my mom had 3 maybe sensible deviled eggs.
Yeah, that's enough to set the fire in the belly.
And, we had the pool party, whatever, and she left them all with me. And then I proceeded to get, stony bologna,
Yes.
crazy, with some True Leaf concentrate. I put a little too big of a grain of rice on my pinky.
Okay, and you went
And then
egg crazy well?
ate a dozen deviled eggs.
Oof.
And,
yuck.
It was delicious.
Oh, man, I bet you were cranking the hot ones. Those. The ones that, like, when they come out,
like
you
6
feel like
full eggs.
you burn. They come out so hot, it's like somebody put a lighter underneath a paper towel.
Yeah.
And just burned right through it.
I felt unfortunate. I was like, I should not have done that.
Who came up with that idea? I do not like deviled eggs. Should be banned.
They're good, man.
They're bad, man.
It's like how to make this hard-boiled egg better. Fill it full of mayonnaise.
Yeah, but the texture is like eating a fart rubber. It's fart rubber.
Well, you eat the whole thing, so the
It all mushes
mayonnaise,
together.
you just taste Miracle Whip, and that's it. It's just eating Miracle Whip.
And a little bit of pickle. There's a couple
Oh
little
man,
pickle.
that concentrate must have hit hard after
Oh,
that.
Little pickle pieces.
Oh,
in there.
little, what are they called?
Like relish.
Like a relish, but it's
And you put a splash of paprika on the top, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does your mom do that? Just a
Yeah,
dash,
a little
just
powder.
A little bit of paprika on the top of it.
Yeah.
I want to
That's
know
a
who came up with them, though. And why don't I like them? I am not an egg guy. Recently, I've been taking the eggs off my sandwiches, my breakfast sandwiches, and now I got my wife with it. She's like, "This egg just gets in the way." I'm like, "I know."
Eat the egg. It's superfood.
No, but
It's
Yeah,
good.
I eat eggs. I just can't eat.
There's no
deviled eggs.
flavor in. They don't taste like nothing. They taste like rubber, a ball of rubber or
Well,
farts.
no, the yolk is what tastes good.
Farts.
That's has the cholesterol and the flavor.
Yeah, delicious.
all of
Yeah,
it.
the white, just
That's
rubbery
nothing.
part. Yeah.
I'm
You
just
gotta
telling you,
pepper
the
the hell out of
whole
it.
thing is bad. The whole thing is really bad.
I enjoy a good deviled egg.
Can you make them yourself?
No, too much work.
My dad used to make them himself and then eat them
I don't
himself.
even wanna
It's a
peel.
It's a lonely game. My dad would boil all the eggs and then sit there in silence and like cut them, scoop them, and mix it and fill them and then put them, then chill them and then take it back out
Yeah,
and eat
too
all of them
much
alone.
work.
All of them alone.
It's like making Jello. Never done that either.
Well, that's easy. That's
Jello
just,
does not take that long.
That's just water, a packet, and sugar, and then you
And
just
vodka, of course.
and
Yeah.
then you wait.
But it's all for nothing because at the end you get Jello, which stinks. Like who really looks forward to Jello?
I only look forward to Jello shots. I never
yeah.
just eat Jello
I
by
don't-
itself.
I don't like Jello shots because
Yeah.
because it's like
I'd rather
just
just do a shot.
give me
Yeah.
the alcohol. Don't need it in this big gelatinous.
Yeah, I don't
stinky
need the
Jell-O.
sugar. I don't need the.
Yeah.
Or if you're doing it, make it taste like the alcohol, so I know it's alcohol. Don't make it taste like Jello.
You gotta pour them
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah, because then I'm just eating sugar, which I don't need.
I'm sorry. I talked to someone that I really respect, and they were telling me how much they like, edibles like with chocolate and like and they're like they're delicious, and it took me everything not to argue back. Like, why don't you just take the THC and then eat whatever candies you want? Why do you feel like
You
is
like
it?
you
'Cause
like the
here
separation
2 for 1. You get both.
separation of cannabis
But
and candy.
But it's like they were excited about the cannabis candy.
Yeah, I don't like
and
cannabis
I'm just like,
candy.
but why? Like the cannabis.
well,
you can-
you're further on your journey. I feel like was this
is
person
it-
a newer?
Maybe it's new.
If this
maybe
person's
it's
a newer cannabis user,
Mm-hmm.
I will say there was a time when I got excited for melted Sour Patch that could have an upwards of 3,000 milligrams. Like, I don't know what's on it. It's the last one in the
Yeah.
bag, and I'd look at it, I'd be like, well, here we go.
Yeah. But that was with the THC. We were excited
Yeah.
about the THC. If
I'm
they
not-
just had a pill.
Yeah, well, they do.
I
Well,
know
now
they do
they
now.
do,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I like that better because it's less messy.
You know what? No one ever got the pills from the other states. I'm just saying back in the day when you may have meet someone in the
no, they
always
give
like
you the
gummy.
candy. Yeah.
in the 7-Eleven parking lot. Then Butler pulls up and scares the hell out of the guy because he thinks he's a cop.
Hey!
And then I'm like, oh my God, who's going to kill us? He's laughing because that really happened. Anyway, why didn't we get the pills from the drug dealer that was getting them from Colorado or
Because
from...
the pills won't get you hooked. You need the candy to get the younger people hooked to the drugs.
But it's not about younger. The drug dealer's giving it to your 47-year-old neighbor.
Right.
Well, you bring up an excellent
Everyone's
point.
old.
Nobody, but that
Like,
never
I understand the
happened.
bud. People
20
like
years
bud.
ago,
The edibles, just get the pills.
20
Do you
years ago,
think
there were edibles.
psychologically, in the beginning, they thought that because
There's
there
better
might have been
market?
an opioid epidemic, that maybe they thought, oh, we don't want to put it in pill form because then it looks like it looks like a prescription pill, so let's put it in a
Yeah.
candy so it looks more enticing. I don't know. I'm just trying to think it out here.
I don't know because they
Like, hey, it's fun candy.
they
Like,
had THC
it's
pills.
not like you're not a pill head.
I
or
can
whatever. I
follow
don't know.
along with that.
Like
yeah.
pills
It's-
got a bad rap.
Yeah,
because
it's
of,
like,
Maybe,
eat
yeah.
this licorice stick. It's
Right,
lighthearted. It's not an
yeah.
oxy pill.
But
yeah,
they-
okay.
But they had pills in California and Colorado
Yes.
and
But they didn't
medically.
take off.
So
Right?
I guess there wasn't enough, but they had a bunch of gummies, so it was easy to buy in bulk and then
I
deal
don't know.
them in Florida. I'm just wondering, like, it
Maybe we
seems
should ask Tiffany's
a lot
husband.
of these places, I
because the
think,
pills
were
don't
making
stink
them,
either, and like
they-
the gummies stink sometimes.
Well, sometimes it looked like it was professional, but not quite. And what I mean
Right.
by that is you'd get like a baggie, and you knew it was sealed, but then there'd be like a label that I'd be like, you printed that out on your Epson printer. And it said like
Yeah,
Zelda's edibles, you know, like or something like that.
Yeah.
Hold
Zelda.
on, yeah, you know. And I'd be like, hold on a second, you printed that in your
Yeah.
you
Who
made,
made
these,
this?
and I sort of trust you, I guess, but it's more like an Etsy shop and less like a lab.
yeah.
You know, it's
yeah.
like you did it yourself. You know, you sealed everything.
It's weird though because it's like, why are you getting homemade edibles from a state that's legal to buy the edibles from the store?
Because it's all the dealer I knew could get.
I know.
Also, might be cheaper to make that way.
Yeah, you
As opposed
buy.
to putting
No,
in a
a lot of
pill
people
form.
do that now. Even now, like there is a problem that I've heard people talk about. If you want to abuse anything, you can, right?
Yeah.
Where people
Yeah.
go and they buy concentrates and then they use the concentrates to make their own homemade
Yes.
edibles and then they sell those. That is
Yeah.
a thing. There are also people that buy alcohol and then create hunch punch or limoncello or whatever you want to call it and sell that.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I mean, wherever there's something being sold, you can guess that somebody's going to take it, alter it, and sell it again.
I was convinced though that they were making those candies. Let's talk about this. So there was a time, if you, I don't know if anybody that partakes in marijuana remembers this, where you get the edibles from California or Colorado or whatever.
Like a
They
little
cut-
foil bag.
And they come in the packaging that they sell at the dispensary, right? It's
Yeah.
like some Zelda or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And then
sour strips.
there's the sour strips and the
You
sour
know.
patches.
We
Yeah.
live the same life.
The sour rings. Oh, people, listen,
Yeah.
we're good.
Peach rings, yeah.
Peach
And you'd
rings.
eat
The
that
peach
fir-
rings.
You
So,
eat the peach ring on the top, but I feel like all the marijuana juice had dripped down to the bottom.
so there was a time, maybe at Tiffany's wedding, and then I was like, well, I'm not going there without THC, and I'm not going to the streets of Cancun to buy weed from some guy.
That's dangerous.
I'm just gonna bring it. So then
I'm
I was
just gonna take all of it and drive this scooter.
yeah.
down the
So I'm like,
streets of
I'm
Cancun.
bringing these peach rings that I got from some guy that got them from California or whatever.
So we're told.
And
so we're told.
So this is a hypothetical. This actually happened. So I bought
I was there.
I bought peach rings from like Walgreens or whatever because I wanted to put the THC peach rings in the regular peach rings to smuggle them into Mexico.
I did that
right?
on a cruise one time.
Yeah. I did it on a cruise
Yeah,
too.
you do Sour Patch with regular Sour Patch.
And then I thought there was gonna be a discernible like difference in size or color where I could easily tell the THC ones from the ones at Walgreens.
Right.
And I pulled them both out and I looked at them. I'm like, this is made by the same person. Or by the same exact, they were identical. And I'm like, so did the company in California just buy these from the generic candy store that Walgreens gets them and then drop them?
No, they just bought a mold that was the same size.
No, these are
But the
dipped.
same kind.
These are like dipped.
So are they dipped in the oil?
yeah, they're like dipped.
Oh,
That's
I don't
what
know
I
about
was
the
like,
dipping.
how? Because they were exactly the same. I'm like, this is the same color. enough so where I had to go with a Sharpie and then put a Sharpie mark.
Now you're putting chemicals
Yeah.
inside
You're
of your
eating
peach
a
ring.
Sharpie now.
And then I dumped the dozen or so peach rings in the
Just
bag.
huff the Sharpie.
I didn't do that. I didn't have a kid at the time.
And then I ate a bunch, and then I was like, "Where's the mark?"
Yeah, on the cruise, I just
Freak
stuck
out.
all my gummies into the bag that was already like special gummies, right? And I think all the special gummy juice leached off of my special gummies onto my regular gummies, giving me basically 100 half milligram bears. So
Yeah.
I had to eat 500 gummy bears to get 100 milligrams.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
just
so weird.
It
Just
becomes
get
a
the
mess.
pill.
Exactly, just get the pill.
Yeah, I know, but people like the edible. I guess if it's an experience and you don't take it that often.
Well, how
I
is
guess
that an
it's-
experience? Ooh, artificial strawberry flavor. I've never experienced it. Like, how is that an experience is the Grand Canyon. An experience is going to Helen, Georgia, going to a small German town.
you're right.
An experience,
Yeah.
is
The
what is-
experience is once you're high.
Yeah, you're right.
then you
Yeah,
experience
I mean they're
it.
good. It's like True Leaf makes a really good candy. Like it tastes delicious, but it's like it is kind of odd. Where it's like, well, this is candy. It's good. It's delicious, but I don't know why this is why I could
Yeah.
have just had any candy or some other candy as a dessert or a treat, and then had my pill or edible or concentrate. It doesn't make any sense anyway.
Yeah. Let's try this voicemail message.
Hey gang, it's Zach from Fort Myers, Florida. Do you see yourselves in the age of the Airbnb era where you can just find a badass house where you can stay at, essentially? Do you see yourself ever staying in a high-rise hotel ever again on a vacation? And I think it might depend on where you're going. For example, if you're going skiing somewhere, you're going to stay at the place at the ski lodge, which is not somebody's fucking house. But
Not
for the most part,
necessarily.
I don't see myself ever going to a big-ass hotel and staying there for vacation and then driving to where I'm going to be and driving back, when I can just get a badass house that is close to what I want to be, so I can either walk there if that is the beach, or drive there if I need to, if I'm renting a car. But what?
There you go.
Well, there's something to be said about staying at a resort and the feeling of resort like a
Well,
lifestyle.
if it's like all inclusive, maybe. Yeah.
Well, no,
I'm
I'm-
about to do that in the Dominican Republic at the Nickelodeon Resort. So
Just out of convenience, yeah.
Well,
I'm excited about that. I don't want to really just stay. I don't want to navigate the DR's, local cities. I don't think I'm there yet.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're going there to stay at a resort, and it's like, so if you go to, there is something to be said, like, yeah, if you want taking the family to Disney World, I mean, there's tons of Airbnbs. I mean, there's a whole, Davenport is a city of Airbnbs. So,
A
like,
sea of
yeah.
just random families.
and especially if you stay on the multiple families, like you can get a house with a pool and something like that. But there is there's something to be said about going to Disney World and staying at an on-property Disney resort. Now,
I'll
it's
agree with that.
insanely expensive, but
Yeah.
it does
It is
offer an
different.
experience.
Yeah, it is a different
And
experience.
the feeling.
The only time I've stayed at a hotel recently would be like Universal Cabana Bay or at a
Right.
Disney resort. Other than that, I only stay at Airbnbs though.
yeah, it's way cheaper Airbnbs, and
Well,
if
it's just
you're
a better experience. I don't like people. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I don't want to go to a hotel because you got neighbors that are loud or
Yeah.
whatever.
But there's some fancy experience. I know, like every once in a while, and I only do this when we got a BDM that works for the Marriott, and then I'll call him up and be like,
What
"Hey,
the hell?
buddy."
You ain't hooking us up with the
Well,
Marriott?
there's
I don't know. He
one
might have
per
died.
one per year. No, he's still there. And I would just be like, "Hey, you got any friends and family deals or weekends?" And he's like, "I'll give you one of my packs." Like, we give up one.
We
of
got
his.
one for the Four Seasons when we went out there,
Yeah.
and I will
Nice.
say that I can't imagine an Airbnb being any better than that.
Well,
it
because
just can't be.
You get the full service, nice. It's like
Right.
like opulent. Everything's crazy expensive, and you get buyer's remorse immediately. You get room service one time to your room, and you're like, you get a sandwich and something for you're like $98.
Yeah, it's so expensive.
So for some like club
Yeah.
sandwich,
We
and
also
a
brought
bagel.
snacks, which most people don't do, and
Yeah,
light
yeah.
breakfast. You know, Andrea's.
But-
it's like we're getting
That's
there,
what I
we're
do,
going to get
yeah.
in the deal, but she had cereal and some milk to put in the
Yeah.
refrigerator and stuff like
You
that.
walk down and there's like a huge lobby
Oh.
and there's the bar and then like the you walk down to the pool and you get the towel and it's like a resort,
I
you know, I was like,
breakfast. They got the big.
So-
They got the sterno and heaps of bacon, and you're just in there like a pig.
So, if you want to spend money, that you get the resort experience. Like, and even if you spend money at an Airbnb, you're still just staying in a nice mansion, but you're doing it all yourself. It doesn't. You're not getting the room service and the
Depends on what you
the
want.
new towels every day. Or whatever. I don't know. There's something I see like that, but a regular hotel and like. You go to St. Augustine and you're staying in a regular roadside motel.
Right.
That it doesn't make any sense.
Now,
'Cause
there
you're
is
not
that.
getting anything.
I would only do that for myself. Like if I didn't have my family with me and I was just like, I don't know, like a loner, like a drifter. Like there's something very romantic. This goes to my living under a bridge
It is
scenario.
cheaper. You get like $89 at a motel.
I'm
You
very
can't get
happy
it-
in there watching Steve Harvey and drinking Corona. Like seriously, I'd be okay with that because that's the type of person I am. Like as long as I had some cold air, there'd be kitschy things for me to watch there, and I'd feel like I could blend in.
If you needed a place just to crash, roadside motel.
Right. If you're just crashing.
seems way better because the Airbnb, a house seems like a waste.
Yeah,
you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't need
That's
this.
like a home base, and you don't need that.
Yeah,
you just
yeah,
need
yeah.
a place to pop in, pop out.
But for sure, Airbnb is taking over the majority of the hotels. All right, bye. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're going to jump into a few of your emails and voicemails. If you want to leave us an email message, we'd love for you to. show@tomanddan.com. That's our email address. Or leave us a voicemail message. Different ways to do it. One is to call 1-844-TOMNDAN. That's 1-844-866.
2639.
6326.
Yes. I like that you were way off. I like that.
Wasn't even close. I don't even know where I got that from.
8675309. All right. Call me,
that-
Jenny. But you can do it that way, or just get our free app with all of our contents on there. Hit the little button that says mediocre messages. Make sure you hold it down, and you can leave a voicemail message like this one from Jim. Jim from Lakeland did experience road rage, apparently. So this is for you, Sam.
Tom and Dan Butler and Sam. Jim from Lakeland here. A recent recurring topic on the show has been road rage, and believe it or not, even your old pal Jim dipped his toe in road rage once. Now I came from, aside from a non-drinking household, also a non-swearing household, so I didn't really have any good swearing role models growing up, so I never really developed a skill. But nevertheless, it was a spring of '97, and I was running errands around town, and I had to go to the post office in this particular town. The post office was on a road that had a very tight S-curve on it, and it was me and my trusty 73 Super Beetle. And as I left the post office and I was in the slow lane, there was a pickup truck just loaded with furniture in the fast lane, and I was next to this guy as we got to the S-curve, and because of all the furniture packed up in his truck, he couldn't see me, and also because of all the furniture packed up in his truck, he didn't want to shimmy through that curve, so he took it as a straight line, which went right through my lane and back into his again, and he ran me off the road. And I wasn't too happy about that, so when I pulled up right next to him at the next red light, I uncorked my bottle of rage, and I gave him all my best swearings, which if a casual observer would have given me a 4 on a scale of 10, but he just stared straight forward and took it. He knew he was wrong. So once I had given him just about all the dirty words I knew, slowly, oh so very slowly, the most adorable little tow-headed boy starts peeking his head over the passenger side sill of the pickup truck, and the higher he rose with his big saucer eyes, the tinier I got. And so by the time his chin cleared the sill of that truck, I was about an inch tall. If that red light had been 30 seconds longer, I would have probably burst into tears and apologized. So I gave road rage my one shot, and I got an F. So no more road rage for me. Take care, guys. I love you. Bye-bye.
Oh, we love you too.
Jim, you're too soft. If
Yeah.
you were Daniel, he'd be yelling at your kid,
Yeah.
grandma. It doesn't matter.
I'd be like, get out, kid! You want to go? No, I've got.
What are you looking at?
I've got a lot better with that. I've done that. I did that one time on my motorcycle. Lady ran me off the road, and I started yelling at her. And then same thing. You look over and there's a kid in the car and you're yelling at this lady. It's just stupid. What are you doing? You don't even need to do that.
What are you getting out of it? I often wonder.
There's nothing.
When you run
I think
someone
you're
down.
just releasing
The release,
anger.
yeah. It's no different than just shaking up soda and unscrewing the top. I mean, it's pointless.
Yeah.
There's other ways to do it.
You're not like
Waste of energy.
getting anything
No.
or some relief after.
You could
right?
actually get hurt.
You probably just
Give
like
him a good hunk.
yeah,
Like, hey, buddy, you're coming in my lane.
Or just be like, well, he probably didn't mean to do that, so I'm just gonna go about my day.
Yeah.
It's like he wasn't.
Yeah.
He didn't seek me out and be like, I'm gonna run this guy off the road
Yeah,
because I hate this guy.
I'm getting better at doing that, where you could see when people are like when they screw up. You
It's
know,
an accident,
Yeah,
yeah.
nobody wants.
Now, what
to
if it's
screw
not
up.
an accident?
well,
you have
then
to kill
it's
the
an
person.
attack. yeah. It's like, well, now we're inching into like, why did they attack you? You know, like,
Yeah.
Well,
like,
not
what
necessarily
happened?
attack. So this happened. I was telling you guys, it was like a nightmare trying to get back from Georgia. We came back on a Friday, right before Memorial Day weekend. So of course, there was a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
But there was one particular exit that everyone was trying to get off of, and we got all the way in the right lane, the exit lane, and then all these cars, about 10 cars, come speeding up the shoulder to try and skirt around and then cut back in onto the exit.
Yeah.
And they were getting like aggressive, where they were like trying to run into your car if you were not letting them in. Now that allows for some rage, no?
Yeah, I guess
mean,
when
but
they're
like-
breaking the rules and inconveniencing other people,
I still
maybe
go on the
And
defensive.
dangerous,
I still go on
too.
the defensive, though. I'm always, I just kind of try and take myself out of the scenario. I know what you're talking about. People on the shoulders, especially if they know the area, they won't give an F, and they'll just try to blow by, and it can be really dangerous.
Yeah,
Although-
it was very dangerous.
Although I like the person that bothers me more than the person on the shoulder is the person that sitting there sees in the rearview mirror some guy coming up the shoulder and then intentionally goes to the right to block
My
him.
husband does that, and anytime anyone else does it, he calls him his hero.
Well, because then I'm just like, wow, you're the road
No, dude,
police?
you gotta wait just like the rest of us.
I've done that before, and then my rationale is to say, if I have to wait, you have to
Right,
wait.
you're no better than me. Why do you get to skirt around
Well,
the traffic jam?
I'm always like, I mind my business. I'm like, they're doing something illegal.
Oh, you're a P word.
No, I'm just saying. It's like, I don't look like it. I don't feel.
I think a lot of people, like most people, are weighing in on that they block.
they block.
Yeah, you're in the minority.
Yeah,
I feel like the chat room's a bunch of rage
And your
heads.
guys are a bunch
My
of
God.
C blockers. By car blocker.
Car blockers.
Yeah. And I was just like, that's none of your business. Like, you're sitting in line. You chose to not break the law. So that person behind you,
Well, wait.
he's
Breaking the
taking a
law,
risk.
breaking the law.
The
Can
cops are maybe like, I've seen guys get pulled over by the cops. By the way, like I've seen them go down the shoulder, and then a cop
yeah, me too.
is like 5 cars
But
ahead.
I've
It's like,
seen
whoop, and
more
I'm like,
people go down the shoulder than cops pull them
100%.
over.
Oh,
on
of
the
course, no, 100%.
We got passed by like 20 people
Oh,
until
man.
people started pulling over and blocking.
Mm.
Okay, we got so far it's like all blockers, and then we got
we got
one,
a bunch of blockers.
and then wait a minute, hold on. You got one non-blocker in there.
Oh.
Jungle Fever Randy.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
I knew I liked
said-
you, Randy.
Yeah, I like you, Jungle Fever Randy.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you can say that, but that's your name. That's
Well,
your
I
Twitch.
think
Twitch
he-
allowed it.
His wife is black, right? Is that the same?
Yeah, but I kind of feel like isn't that a racist term?
I don't know.
believe
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, but I
I'm
feel
just-
like if anybody can get away with it, it's Jungle Fever Randy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long
And
have you
I'm
had that
only
name?
saying it because
how long have
he
you had
said
that
it.
name? I want to know how long you've had it.
Yeah.
If that's from '91, I feel like you're all right.
yeah.
Which was
But if you
around
just decided yesterday to do that, then obviously you didn't pay attention last year. My
Yeah.
God, man.
It's one of those things that, like, a term that doesn't get, you're like, whoa, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know,
Twitch
Randy.
allowed it. Do you have an email,
I don't-
Sam?
Sure. So,
Hold on, let's go back to blocking.
Yeah, okay, back to blocking.
Okay, I'm going to
Who's
defend
got the rage now?
my non-blocking ways.
Oh no,
right?
I think it is the correct play because it's the one that will lead to less trouble. It's the one that will lead to less confrontation. I'm certainly not anti it. I'm just pointing out that the honest answer for me and Sam would be that we are blockers.
I'm not. My husband is.
Oh, your husband. Okay, you're
Right.
not a blocker because
No.
you'd be paranoid that the person you'd block would
Correct.
kill you. Okay.
Okay.
So I am a blocker, but I will
do have
say
respect for a blocker,
I'm
though.
a reformed blocker. I used to block all the time, and it would make Andrea very mad because we've had people
It makes me paranoid. yeah.
threaten physical
Right,
violence to
right.
me for doing traffic things.
Right.
I also don't like the semi-truck stopping the high-speed chase. I don't like that either for that. You know what I'm saying? When they block.
Let him
Yeah,
know.
I'm just like,
You're like a mind your business.
Yeah, like I'm a very much mind your business. So I'm sitting there, and then when I see
You're a libertarian to the point of crime.
Yeah.
and then I'm kind of a cockhold.
You enjoy watching it. You're like, yeah, let him go.
Yeah, get in front of me. Pass me on the
break
shoulder.
the law.
And then
break
I
the
tell
law.
myself, I'm like, you're such a P word for not doing what
Yeah,
this guy
exactly.
did.
Get the spoon.
Then I punish myself. I'm like, you're so weak.
You
get
deserve
it.
to sit here.
Like I'm real man.
Look
He's
at him going down the shoulder at 35 miles an hour.
Making
Not
his own lanes.
Yeah, not a cop in sight. This guy's living the dream. And what do you do in your backyard? Eating the whole world's blank with a spoon.
yeah. So that's why. Then I'm like, I'm not gonna. That guy's.
Dude, this
I'm
makes
like,
a
run
lot
free.
of sense. No,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that you're pro blocking, or that doesn't that
Anti-blocking.
That doesn't mean that you're necessarily anti-blocking. You're just not cut out for blocking. You admire it, so you live vicariously through people who don't block, who break the law.
Well,
right?
no, I am anti-blocking. I am pro going down the shoulder. Mind your business. Like I'm. Like, hey, if you want to take this chance and go for it, who am I to stop you?
So
That's
you're
the
like,
cop's
so you're
job.
like in your car
Because I'm
and
like,
then
I
you
don't.
see you're
It
paying
doesn't. Here's the thing. It doesn't affect me one bit. I am obeying the law, not driving on the shoulder. If he wants to disobey the law, that's on him. Who am I to stop? I'm not the road police.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
It
isn't your job. That I'll agree with.
Because if he passes me, it's not like that's nothing to me. Now, psychologically, you're right. You think you're better than me, but that's on the person that's blocking. I'm saying the blocking person is the narcissist here, not even the guy that's breaking the law.
No, I'll disagree with that.
Because the blocker is taking it
they're
upon themselves.
they're one and the same.
No, the person that's breaking the law knows they're breaking the law.
The person that's blocking knows that they're doing something that could potentially be dangerous and knows that they're not a cop.
But for why? For what reason? Because they're narcissists.
Their own ego.
Exactly.
Yeah, but isn't the
The
other
blocker's the narcissist.
Yeah, no, the other guy, though, is also a narcissist.
I'm
'cause
not
he
waiting
doesn't-
with you fools.
He doesn't believe that laws are matter to him. He doesn't
Right,
have to
he's
break.
above the law.
I'm
No.
above the law. I can do whatever I want.
I
I don't have to adhere. I can ride on the shoulder.
I think, that person is well aware that if a cop finds him riding
But
on
I
the
see
shoulder,
your argument.
But
Yeah.
he's like, I'm going on the shoulder now. I will not wait in traffic. If a cop stops me, I am going to get a ticket.
Well, I don't think
they-
all of them think that. I think some of them think like it doesn't matter.
And they're just glancing around. No cop, no cop. All
Yeah.
right, bye, guys.
Who cares?
Yeah.
But I think if you talk to anybody who rides on the shoulder, to avoid traffic, if you talk to them and ask them, hey, you realize this is not illegal, right? Or like you will get a ticket if someone finds you, they'll probably be like, yes.
Yeah, I don't think they don't know it's illegal.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. So that's their price to pay. So who is it to the
Based
random citizen that blocks them?
Okay, based on Tom's argument, you're putting more thought into blocking than you would be going down the shoulder, at least I think in most cases.
It's the equivalent if like someone is smoking a joint on the street and then you ran up to them and whacked it out of their hand.
No,
and
because
then,
no,
or
because they're
citizens
not,
arrest.
They're not inconveniencing you
Or
you're
touching
in the
you.
same situation, right? So it's the same thing. Like if you're standing in line at Disney and like a family of 5 decides they want to jump in front of your family, you're just gonna let them do it?
Well, that is the park's rules. Now, I'm not going to ever say anything. I've had this
Right.
happen at parks. I've seen the teens skip the
And
line
it's
or
the
whatever.
teens talking through the movie.
Yeah,
You're
and-
not saying nothing.
And they skip the line. Now, that's a little bit different because that person skipping the line is making you wait longer.
You also-
Yes, that is exactly what happened in my situation.
Hold on, but the car riding on the shoulder most of the time is not going to make the traffic jam last longer
it
for
did.
you.
Why would it not? They have to merge back onto the lane to get off the exit.
Well, I guess I'm thinking of like you're sitting and then it's a straight line. An exit scenario, maybe
That's
that
what I'm
you're just
referring
like,
to,
hey,
yeah.
you're butting the line, blah blah blah. I'm thinking.
So are you pro block for that?
I have to think about this for a second.
Yeah, no, I like that.
If it's making you,
That's the specific example I gave.
But hold
if
on.
it's affecting you,
That's what
then
I'm saying.
maybe
Here's
you
the
block.
best part of our show is that we can say one thing today and then flip completely tomorrow.
in 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's the best part. Don't.
It is a case by case
Yeah.
block scenario.
Do not dig your heels in too hard, sir. You may decide to change your
Yeah,
idea
if I'm
later.
going straight and not getting off on an exit and someone's in the shoulder, I don't give a damn.
Okay,
But if you're making me now wait 30 more minutes because you and 10 of your friends decide that you're better than me and you're going to get off this exit before everybody else,
Well,
then I'm going to block somebody.
I will accept there are stipulations and situations where all of a sudden multiple cars start doing it, and then you're like, wait a minute, now it's a flood of cars, and this is going to make everybody wait. You're getting off an exit. You're like, this is going to make me wait. I'm thinking of more, you're just on I-95 in deadlock traffic and someone's riding up the shoulder.
Yeah, I wasn't referring to that.
But,
that I don't care.
But people,
blow your own tires out on the shoulder.
People will see that and then block them, and that's what I don't like.
Oh my God. Okay, we'll leave with this. Goes to Manu Bull from our Twitch chat room, says, I block everyone, even ambulances. No exceptions. No exceptions.
Hard stance, Ghost.
Dig in. He's
Hard
always, you know this guy. He's crazy. He that's just the way he is.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Let's go back to voicemail.
Also, when you are sitting, okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah, I like it.
Right.
We fired him up. We found something he's passionate about.
If you are in the left-hand turning lane, right, and you are...
I'm never in the left-hand turning lane.
You're waiting at a red light, right?
Yep.
And there's other cars to the right of you, and then all of a sudden you hear an ambulance coming from behind, right?
Yes.
So you look in your rearview mirror, and then you see him. He's getting into your turning lane.
Oh,
right?
I inch up and I inch over.
You inch over to the right?
Well, like if I'm just going to...
Because there's a median to my left, correct?
Yeah, is it like a little...
Or is
like
there no median?
There's a tiny medium, not enough for you to get out of the way to fit the ambulance.
But
So
I
it's-
would give him as much as I thought I could do, I think, right? And then we just I did it this morning. Ambulance behind me, but I was in a single lane road. So I'm not in the same scenario you're saying, but I just inched over to the right. So are you asking me if I'd inch to the left?
What I'm saying is I then take the opportunity to go ahead once the ambulance gets close enough. I then just go because I feel like everybody kind of stops for the ambulance, and I just go ahead.
You make the left.
I make the left.
Yeah, no, you're not supposed to do that.
And
That's
then
dangerous.
because getting in front of the cars that are going straight, I feel like is like now I'm blocking and then I'm like having to do some weird things. So I just go and get out of the ambulance way.
It looks like you're trying to I'm
Run
getting
the red light.
Yeah, it looks like you're trying to beat the ambulance.
Well, I'm turning a situation in which I'm helping the ambulance and helping myself. Is that
You're
wrong?
piggybacking off the ambulance.
Is that wrong?
A double positive scenario.
For also,
like when an ambulance goes by me, I get right behind it and I go as fast as it goes. Double positive. Okay, I'm with you.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, hold on. I do that one. The last one I just said, I do a version of that, not quite as fast as you're thinking.
Dude, have you ever been in a situation where some friend or family member is in an ambulance and the ambulance... This happened to me.
I didn't mean to laugh at that.
When we were in high school, Turkey, like I told you, he used to faint all the time. He fainted at Substantial Subs and it hit his head on the concrete.
Was he looking at arthritis commercial?
He's like, I feel, and then he fainted and landed.
Man, I get
that is-
I get emails from people just asking me, "Did you read my email? You gonna faint?" They're so mean.
Oh, yeah.
So mean.
And then some the store owner or whatever, the manager called the ambulance. So the ambulance came.
I never heard this story.
And then put him in the back of the thing and took him to the hospital. And then the ambulance driver told us, like, we were the only, it was like, we all came in the same car. He's like, hey, you could follow us. And so we got in the car. I got my truck.
Yeah, Ghost is saying put your blinkers on and people think it's family members.
And then he said we could blow. So I literally followed behind the ambulance down Kendall Drive.
I bet that was fun as hell.
Blowing through all red lights. And I remember asking the wizard, I'm like, are we allowed to do this? And he's like, yeah, the guy said.
I wonder if you could do that now because of like red light cameras.
I don't know
as you're coming through when they take your picture,
point at the ambulance.
You gotta point at the ambulance.
We're with them.
Yeah. Because is that even legal to do? I feel like it's not.
I don't think
I feel like if a cop could pull you over and be like, this is not legal.
Right.
Only the ambulance can do this.
Yeah.
We used to have a BDM cop. I know we have plenty
We have a few,
of BDM cops.
Will they let it slide?
Do we have a correspondent that can disguise his voice anymore? We need to get a new one because we used to have BDM Eric, right?
Yep.
And then he was in a band. Do you remember that?
He's
when we
still
found
a cop,
we
but
found
he
out he was in a
moved.
dad
He's
band.
in Nashville as a cop,
Yeah,
right?
he was in there. He was in a band. He was dressed like the lead singer of Train. He looked like
he used to be a cruise band member.
Yeah,
like he used to play.
He looked
in a
like that
band
guy
on a
from
cruise.
Train, Pat McCrack, or what was that guy's name?
I don't know.
The lead
I like
singer,
Pat McCrack though.
the lead singer of Train.
No, I know.
Yeah, he was in one of those bands, and I saw it's like a video of him. He's like, I'm leaving town, and it's him singing "Drops of Jupiter." I'm like, what
Patrick
the?
Monahan.
Yeah, that's him. Pat
Not as
Monahan.
good as Pat McCrack.
Pop my hand.
Let's do another. What?
Oh, do you want an email?
Let's do an
Email.
email.
Back
Let's do
to
an
email.
Okay. Dan called it Bo Burnham Netflix comedy content from COVID. Hey guys, keep me anonymous, pretty please. I don't remember what episode Dan discussed about how talent and quality of artists will arise from these crazy years we have experienced due to COVID. You know, you guys wear her. What? You guys wear her to experience all the stuff that happened. This guy, Bo, is a comedian that I've never heard of, and it was interesting. Check it out. Singing, silliness, and mockery. I mean, I know who Bo
That's
Burnham
not
is.
because of COVID. That guy's been around for like 15
Yeah.
years or
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
He
He was on
started-
like Last Comic Standing
yeah,
too, wasn't he?
He started as like a, I want to say like a young YouTube comedian and pianist and doing
I
sketches.
saw the
He's awesome.
preview for that on Netflix, but it did not look like my cup of tea.
Yeah, it doesn't look like my cup of tea either.
I
But
found this new comedian during COVID. Is Mark Moron? He's awesome. He's been.
he goes to all these
It's
schools.
great.
I was thinking of Marin.
I know. I thought it would be funnier if I got it wrong.
Also, did we get anything for? Like we were like, oh, wait until all the art comes out
Yeah,
from
and
COVID.
waiting, and all we got is NFTs. Great job.
No, I will
Great
say
job.
bands. There's a lot of bands and music that came out during
music.
COVID.
Yeah.
I'm not a
Yes.
music man, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
A ton.
For me, it was like, no, nothing happened.
A lot of
And
great
live streams,
A lot
too.
of great pies were baked during this.
Did new like bands and everybody make albums
Yeah,
during COVID?
yeah.
Okay, so a
Because
bunch
you can
of new
record it
music.
at your house. you know?
Tracy's getting ready for, her kid's probably at a summer camp or something right now, but she's enjoying her free time off. Tracy from our Twitch chat room says, my dad just told me a crazy story. His friend's husband was being taken from the hospital to a rehab center. He was in a wheelchair in the back of a transportation van. Well, the guy didn't strap the chair in good enough. While driving, they had to swerve, and the wheelchair went flying out the back, fractured the dude's skull.
Ooh.
Praised him, and then he dies the next day. This was last week. That's some S. Oh, okay.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Why'd you tell us that,
God.
Tracy?
Tracy, I thought it was going to be fun.
By the way,
That's horrible.
I'm like, Tracy, when you
God.
tell, I'm enjoying time off. Like, you've been here every day. Like, what time? How is this different than every other day you've been in our chat room for years? You know what I'm saying? It's one aspect. It's like, oh man, old ironworker Ronnie hasn't been in there for years.
Yeah, he's been in here in a minute. He came
he's
in
on
with a-
vacation. He's in here.
He says hello.
Tracy, you've been here the whole time. Anyway. And you tell a horrible story about someone's pop-up fell out of the back of a transport.
Why do they leave you in the... I mean, you got to lock those wheels down,
Yeah,
right?
you do.
Yeah,
Wheelchairs can be great or really bad.
Yeah.
My pop-up went through... Dude, the healthcare system is so
Oh, it's the
horrible.
worst.
It's the worst. If you ever...
Speaking of healthcare, can we pivot to Bam Margera?
If you get old, blow your brains out. I'm sorry. That's the best way. There's no other way.
Speaking of Bam Margera,
Okay.
have you seen him recently?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's on Cameo.
Are you guys following?
wanna buy a
And
cameo?
It's just mental illness.
He's still feuding with Johnny Knoxville and
Yeah. Jeff
That
Tremaine.
Jeff
Yeah,
Tremaine.
that guy.
Yeah, and it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse.
Is it getting worse?
Yeah.
But we're watching the ramblings of bipolar man. It's like Bam Margera's all fat. He's screaming that Jeff Tremaine took away his freedom, and then we're looking at like Jeff Tremaine and Johnny Knoxville and people that have kept their lives together and
Yeah.
produced.
Yeah.
Like that guy Jeff
I
Tremaine.
mean, Steve O, my God, he's
Yeah,
kept
yeah.
it together. He got
Oh
sober.
my God, he's doing great.
Yeah.
and then
Sobriety looks good
Yeah.
on him, man.
And,
Wow.
and then when anytime you read like Steve O, because I read this stuff because
Yeah.
it's like a soap opera. So you read like Johnny Knoxville and Jeff Tremaine, and their comments are like, and we hope he's better. We hope he
They actually,
heals.
I think they actually care about him. It's just,
they're like, I hope he gets his life, gets sober. Blah, blah, blah. And then Bam Margera's like, they stole my freedom.
They stabbed me in the back.
It's like, which one are we gonna believe, Bam?
Yeah.
You're crazy. You're screaming.
I kind of want to be the "they stole my freedom" screaming guy. A little bit of me wants to be the guy that's like, "Help me save my house," like.
I did 15 Adderall. And they will, like that's
Yeah.
like he starts trying to justify. He's like, I need my Adderall because I get sleepy.
Wait a minute, this sounds like you.
Wait a minute.
That's why I don't believe him. I'm like, I know, Bam.
I can't move for the ambulance because I'm on 15 Adderall. I'm staying right here.
Yeah. Then he's like complaining that they're like, they give me these antidepressants and all I do is want.
Oh, it's way beyond that. That was months ago. You got to see him now.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
What is it now?
Oh,
So,
it's bad.
whose kid is he with in all his pictures? Is that his own kid? Whose kid is that?
I haven't seen him with a kid.
Now, look at his Instagram. It's him.
Well,
he
does a lot of old pictures. He'll do pictures of him from like 1991. You know? And he'll be like, just got a new car. I'll be like, all right, you're freaking out, man. You're freaking out.
There's some pictures on his social media of like him, and then he's hanging out with his kid, and I was like, is that Bam Margera's kid?
I don't know. I don't even know.
Oh,
if he has.
yeah, there's a little baby.
Yeah.
Does he have a kid?
Yeah, father to Phoenix. It's his son. Yeah.
Oh,
okay, yeah.
don't be speaking ill of a man's son.
No, I'm not saying anything.
God, you'll be fighting him at Miss Tom and Dan 2021 when we do it back at the beach.
I wasn't aware he was a dad.
Are we doing that this year? Back at the beach? Tom and Dan 2021. It's the Miss Tom and Dan Winter Nationals.
As much as we joke around, imagine
We should do it.
Imagine how popular if we did old school
With music provided by Hooba Steak. With Crash and Super Dave's band Nut Juice. They had a band called Nut Juice. What? I only remember dumb stuff. I don't remember good stuff. And you get mad at me because I don't remember what time I'm supposed to be at places. I don't remember what time I'm supposed to do things. But I remember Nut Juice. No, Nut Juice was a caller. Love Juice was their band. Love Juice.
If we did,
I think they still have their band Love Juice.
if we
You know what Love Juice is, don't you?
a party in
You know what that
Daytona.
is? Love Juice?
Yeah. I put two and two
Okay,
together.
all right.
Yeah,
Just want to make sure you do.
It's white.
And it rocks.
Just like Super Dave.
He's white and he rocks.
He's a human nut juice.
No, it's
on.
It's Love Juice. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. No, I'm just joking around. Super Dave.
Oh, we can't joke anymore? You
You don't like jokes?
Next thing you know, you'll be canceling staying put in front of ambulances. I can't believe you do that, bro. I changed my opinion of you. I changed my opinion of you now that I know you take the left. That's weird. It is weird.
No, it doesn't bother anybody. And I'm moving out of the way of the
You could
ambulance.
potentially get killed, though, because you're not the ambulance and someone might not stop for you.
I
Look at me. I am the ambulance now.
I'm like, oh, ambulance.
I don't know what you do.
I wait.
I envision you like, oh, and you haul out because you're always surprised.
I
Right.
wait, I look, and like people are
No.
stopping. They see the ambulance, they're stopping. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go.
Every time you hit the
Okay.
gas,
I look-
it's a surprise gas. I know. I've driven with you.
No,
Every
God.
time we drive, it's like, ah!
That's true. It's
And
very
then,
jerky.
and then you'll stop at a light, and then you'll be like, you're never like a smooth,
right. Ease
You
into
know,
the gas.
everything is stop, stop,
Very
stop.
I'm not,
staccato.
I'm not smooth at all. It's like
That's true.
Yeah, you're just using it. It's logical
stiff.
driving. You're logical driving. I'm just using this car to get a place.
Yeah, I have a stiff leg. I don't ease.
Stiff stop,
I don't
stiff go.
feather it in. Go, stop, stiff.
Oh, bye bye.